channel 250. Please remember to download both the BarnBurner and Zingo TV apps in their respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. And while you download, be sure to rate and leave a comment. Both apps are 100% free. And Zingo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV sticks, as well as Roku and Roku sticks. And they're also available on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. Now, let's get right into Leafs Forever, where I'm joined today with my co-host, Mark Freitas. Mark, say hello to the wonderful audience.
Hey, everyone. Very happy we at least got the win tonight. So let's get into this game here.
It was a big game. It's obviously the home opener for Toronto, but how do you think they played all throughout 60 minutes?
Well, I thought I think we said before we got in the air, I thought they played sloppy in the beginning of the game. They couldn't really generate any offense. Montreal was skating all over them, and Freddie was already in mid-October form. So it was kind of, stressing, but yeah, it's good they picked up their play as the game went on. So.
Yeah, I noticed that within that first period, like Montreal skating all over them, they jump out to that 2-1 lead, and you think that Montreal's got this game in the bag now, but Toronto pulls out 2 goals in that second period. Let's just go right through it.
Yeah, let's go. Well, we have to talk about what made them get into that. It was that Wayne Simmons fight. He sparked the boys up and he got them going. And Simmons, like he said when he first came to Toronto, if he's gonna fight, he'll fight. So
exactly,
he did that. So
that's almost the role that he has on this team as well.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of that enforcer guy. We saw that with Clifford last year, and now they've kind of taken a new approach to it, and they've decided to get Simmons, who did the job just right here, and it really gave Toronto that push in the second period.
Yeah, and he even yelled at the bench too when the fight went down. Excuse me. So yeah,
it kept the game tied up at 3-3 going into the third period, and ultimately from there, that's where I thought Montreal had this game in the bag with a quick goal from Josh Anderson straight through.
Right in the third period when he went by Tavares. Yeah.
It was about a minute.
Yeah, that was about a minute in, and then the Leafs would come back and they'd score about 10 minutes later because they got help from the referee as the puck banked off the official and it landed right on Jimmy Vesey's stick.
Now, are we thinking, because you saw how that went, right? Where the referee kind of got in the way by mistake, and he kind of almost went forward into it than he would have wanted to, and he didn't think he was going to deflect the puck. Do you think this causes controversy tomorrow?
No. It's just going to be your typical hockey play. It usually happens anyway. So it
happened too with Austin Matthews against Washington, right, in the playoffs, and we saw that one go right off the glass, right?
No, that one hit off the stanchion and that went to Matthew's stick. And then about 2 years ago against Montreal Canadiens, the same play happened off the stanchion and went right to Nylander's stick and he scored.
Exactly, and it's almost like you got to be predictable for every bounce, and Price didn't know where the puck was, ties the game at 4-4, and we go into overtime.
Yeah, let's get into that overtime. That one had me going all over the place. Because
Freddie, like you were saying, though, was playing in that mid-October form in the overtime period and making a few big saves, especially Deneau missing on that breakaway.
Yeah, they didn't even know what to do there because Riley got clipped in the face. There was no call. And the breakaway comes back down the other way, and Freddie stopped it. But then again, I think Deneau didn't know if the play was going to be stopped or not because he slowed down.
We always knew that this game in the overtime period, if it was going to end, it would be through a 2-on-1 or a breakaway. That's always how it was going to be. And let's just talk about the goal real quick, how it all started.
Yeah, they Montreal had a bad change, and Tavares and Morgan Riley took advantage of it. And nice little pass there from the captain himself, and he's on my shirt here. Yeah, exactly. He took a nice little shot, and it was good play, good goal, and I'm glad that they got the win there.
At the end of the day, Toronto getting this win too. Toronto and Montreal play each other 10 times this season, and this was just game 1 of 10 so far, and game 1 of 56 for Toronto. And you always love to start off with a win, especially against your rivals. And it almost causes to, like, you look at it and you think, okay, the Leafs have won game number 1 here. They played well. How are they going to fare against the other teams to go in? Because obviously they're Canadian.
I think they're going to play well against other teams. I do think they will have those nights where it'll be sloppy or it'll be, they'll be dominated. They'll get dominated by some games, but I think they'll have a good fair share going into the season. Like example, like they play Ottawa Friday, Saturday. That should be 4 points in the bank right there, and we got to
You would
see how they'll play next week.
exactly, and
Pardon?
you would hope with back-to-backs too, and notice too with Freddie and the backup here for Toronto as well. We're going to be seeing a lot more of him as well. Do you think we see him in the Ottawa weekend series?
What was that? Say that again. Of Freddie?
The Leafs backup goalie. Do you think we see him in the Ottawa series? Do you think they
Jack
stick
Campbell?
with
Of course, of course. I think Freddie goes. I think Freddie will go either Friday or he'll go Saturday, and Campbell will go in one of the two there.
Yeah,
But
I'd love to see Freddie play game number 2. They do have that day off, obviously, in between. And if Freddie plays game number 1 and you start off with a win against 2 pretty good Canadian teams in Montreal and Ottawa, teams that are going to be fighting for the playoffs this year in that all-Canadian division, it really helps out the Leafs too, especially with being able to start off on the right foot. And obviously, they're not going to win every single back-to-back this year as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they shuffle up the lines and the matchups.
Will be they need to win most of the back-to-backs. They did a few years ago when they had McElhinney. The thing with them too is that with Campbell, I think that they should go with Campbell on Saturday, because then you can kind of give Freddie another game to where he will play again and kind of get him out of that funk he's in. Well, not funk that he's really in, but get his legs going.
100%. And one guy I want to talk about here real quick, and he came from Buffalo, so you know exactly who I'm going to say here, Jimmy Vesey. Yep, there's a smile.
Yeah, he played well. He looked on that line with Tavares.
He looked really good out there. I did not like the penalty that he took, obviously, in the first period. Was not that great. It's a sloppy one, and it's just kind of...
No, that was Bogosian that took that penalty. Bogosian took 2 in the first. Vichy, I don't think Vichy took a penalty. Your buddy Zach Bogosian took 2. Former
Vichy or Bogosian, they got too many men, but
Bogosian, our all-star Zach Bogosian got 2 penalties in the beginning of the game, which I didn't like that, because I'm like, Bogo, what are you doing, man? and the funny thing is, they signed him to be on the penalty kill, and he wasn't on the.
So that was a big thing too in that first period, right? Just you're not able to get your penalty killers out there, and Bogosian taking too many penalties. But then VC in this one, I thought he was good. I thought he was actually really good. He did end up scoring that deciding goal in the third period.
Well, VC did, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for his first, obviously, as a Leaf, and I think that shows how well that he wants to do in Toronto, because he didn't like it in Buffalo, right? He didn't like losing.
And the Rangers, he struggled there.
Yeah, he's going to a team now that they're in that win now mentality. They want to win a championship. They want to make it past the first round of the NHL playoffs. And this is exactly the team to go to. And especially him scoring in game number 1 really gives a lot of Leaf fans some confidence that this guy's going to be a good third line guy.
For sure. Not even, he's a second line guy. Yeah. But we'll see how he can still do with Nylander and Tavares. Because I remember years ago, before he came to the league, he had a lot of potential coming in and a lot of hype.
And notice too, William Nylander. New stick.
Yeah.
New stick.
He did well tonight.
New stick, new flex. His shots look a lot harder. Completely nailed one on Price.
Yeah, which one? The first or second one?
The first one where he goes in and through the screen.
Well, to me, I like the second goal because he just shot that one. The first one, Price didn't see.
Yeah.
So I think if Price sees that first shot, that's going to be save, but Price didn't see it, obviously, and Nylander, that second one was just a beautiful wrist shot. And again, like they talked on the broadcast on the show, they said that he changed his flex. So did Marner, I believe, in Matthews, right? Not too sure about Matthews, but I know Marner and Nylander changed it. And also we have to talk about Matthews' goal streak of scoring in season openers comes to an end.
Yeah,
he almost had one though. He clipped one off the post. Yeah,
he almost had it at 5 opening years with a goal, but Couldn't happen this year. The Leafs end up getting the win, and that's for me right now. All that matters is that the Leafs start off 1-0. They've shaken the cobwebs off at this point, and they were able to beat this very new Montreal team, who again they've made a lot of big signings in free agency. And the next 9 matchups are going to be really interesting to see how it goes. They could honestly go either way at a 50-50 split or a 70-30 for either team. Really could.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Like, we're not going to beat Montreal all the time, but I think they'll be close games. Hell, yeah. If all of them can go into overtime, we all get points in all 10 games, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they don't go into a shootout, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And we noticed too, before we get into all the other NHL news, Frederik Andersen having more points this season. Joe Thornton, Wayne Simmons, many more. But yeah, Frederik Andersen did get an assist in this one.
He did. He has 1 assist more than Zach Bogosian. So can't forget your boy there.
It really shows his stick handling improved a lot more too. He did look a little shaky in this one with the stick handling near the beginning of the game, but once he kind of got into it, he was really controlling the puck a lot more, and that really helped him to be able to focus up on his game and be able to distribute the puck the way that he wants to, so the Leafs can get set up on offense.
Yeah, for sure, and they're gonna need Freddie for this whole season too. I think this is make it or break it for Fred. If he doesn't play to what he can be, like he did back in 2017, 18, and 19, either they trade him or he walks. Or I've got a bold prediction I'm going to make here. If he struggles, but if the Leafs are still in the playoff spot, but the team struggles, Jack Campbell will be the number 1 guy.
Ooh, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Jack Campbell will be number 1 if Freddie can't make the saves. But so far, I think Freddie's proved me wrong so far, and he's played very well so far.
Yeah, Freddie has. He just needs to
even though he gave up 4. Even though he gave up 4, too. Like, you look at it, a lot of teams gave up a lot of goals. It's opening night.
Yeah.
Had 1 week of training camp. The fact that Toronto was able to get a win against a rival team like this is it's nothing short of spectacular so far, especially to start off the season. And hopefully this is a good sign of things to come for Toronto, especially with their back-to-back against Ottawa on the
weekend. Yeah, and it should give them confidence in the end here to try to get them going, to see how Freddie could play and, get a little bit of a run going.
Absolutely. Now, getting into some other NHL news here, I just want to talk about quickly Quinton Byfield getting sent down to the AHL to start off the season. Mark, we had a little discussion about this one too beforehand. What do you think about Byfield getting sent down to the A to start off?
I'm surprised, but I can't recall the last time a 2nd overall pick got sent down to the AHL.
Exactly, so, me too. And I picked him up in the fantasy team.
You did, and that was a waste of a pick.
I thought he was going to actually play on the LA Kings, maybe the 3rd line, even the 4th line too, I was thinking. And I think their decision to send him down shows that they do want to get another top 3 pick once again. And they're looking to really add more top talents for next season. And if anything, we all know that COVID is a big thing in hockey this year. It's going to hit every single team in its own way. And
I don't think it'll
just another option to bring up. But Byfield's just another option to bring up for a team like LA. So I look at it in 2 different ways. I think they could be going for a top 3 pick, but they also could be waiting to save him for injuries.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to wait and see. Maybe he just, maybe he just struggled a little bit. So we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, he did have 7 points as well for Team Canada in the World Juniors with 2 goals and 5 assists.
He did, yeah. So
he played really well in that tournament, even though people were saying that Canada won against Germany 16-1 or 17-1, whatever it was, and they still said he did not play well.
Yeah. And so we just gotta wait and see everything. He's still young. So.
Exactly. He's a young player. I don't think he'll be down there for that long, personally.
No, I think it's just for now. They'll just see how he does.
Yeah, maybe they're
We should get into yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say we should get into next about the Vegas Golden Knights finally naming a captain.
Yeah,
Mark
absolutely.
Stone,
And I believe
captain
he's
of
new
the
captain
Vegas.
of Vegas. They play tomorrow night at 10 o'clock against Anaheim, and I knew they weren't going to give that captaincy role to Petrangelo. Like I just knew they weren't because one, you rarely ever give it to a D man. I didn't think it was going to anyone like William Karlsson or anything like that. And Stone just exemplifies what it's like to be a Vegas Golden Knight. He's played so well so far since coming from Ottawa. He's been a great player, and he was a really good leader on Ottawa as well. You got to remember he was the assistant captain over in Ottawa, so he does have some captaincy experience, whether it have the C or the A on it. But
exactly, it's a good choice. And then also the Detroit Red Wings finally named the captain too, Dylan Larkin. So he deserves that. He's from Michigan, and he grew up a Wings fan, so it's well deserving for him. What else happened around the league today? The Lightning also raised their banner.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's playing Chicago right now. Scores 5-0 for Tampa Bay. Now, does this surprise you in any way to see Tampa winning like this?
No, I had them winning on my pro line by like 2 or more. So
yeah, and we got the 2 or more on here for sure. And Stamkos though, 1 goal, 2 assists so far, 3 points in this one. He's made a real good start to the season so far, and with it being shortened, he has a career year almost in 56.
Maybe we'll see how it goes. If he can keep it up and stay healthy, maybe he could have a career in assists.
Exactly. And yeah, and for this Tampa team too, you just lost Kucherov, one of your big offensive weapons. So Stamkos almost kind of has to step up and be that number 1 guy again, like he was back when he was drafted to Tampa.
For sure.
We'll see what he and so far in game 1, I get it's against Chicago, and it's a team that you know that you're better than, but like it's good to see that Stamkos is getting multi-point games to start off the year. I don't know how much he's going to play the back-to-backs this year, obviously, but we'll see what he's able to do and how Tampa are able to do to end off the year. And another game we got going on right now, Vancouver and Edmonton. And Vancouver's up 1-0 right now. Bo Horvat with the lone goal.
Yeah, that's good for the Canucks. I've got them not making the playoffs here, but if they could have a strong year. Hopefully, maybe they'll prove me wrong. Plus,
I got them fighting for it. I got them for 4 and 5, and again, beating a team like Edmonton, getting McDavid and Draisaitl off the score sheet. That's exactly what you have to do to beat this Edmonton team, and they've done that very well through 1.
The Oilers do have weak defense and weak goaltending, so
yeah,
the Canucks should beat this one tonight. We should also get into the Flyers and the Penguins. Wow, this is the first season without Matt Murray. And no goalie controversy for the Penguins.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Penguins are going to be on a decline this season.
Absolutely, I agree.
I don't see them making it in. Maybe they squeak in, but like that dynasty is winding down now. And yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins are wow. They got killed by
Tristan Jarry, 19 saves on 25 shots, giving up 6 goals in this one. They never ended up actually pulling them. And for Philadelphia, this is going to come as a surprise. Joel Farabee getting 1 goal and 3 assists for 4 points for Philly.
Yeah, he went off tonight, and so did I believe it was an assist for a goal. Nolan Patrick finally got on the score sheet tonight too.
Yeah,
good for him after he missed all of last year with migraine issues.
Everybody on the Flyers scored a single goal, 6 different goal scores for the Philadelphia Flyers in this one as well. So it just shows that these guys are able to play as a team. And you got to remember that Philly has a really good team this year, and they're going to really be competing for sure.
Yeah, the Flyers are going to they're going to be very competitive this year. They're going to be a cup favorite for sure.
I agree. You got guys like JVR, right? He put up a goal. Matt Raffle, Nolan Patrick, Oscar Lindblom, right? And Oscar Lindblom's got a really great story as well. And he's coming back and he scores on opening night. That's got to be an emotional one for Philly fans. And basically, any hockey fan anywhere really looks at Oscar Lindblom and he scores in opening night and you think, oh, that just tears at the heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
That he's able to come back and.
Yeah, he came back and he scores. But that division is going to be a crazy one too. That whole division.
Exactly, and we have our late night game tonight as well that just kicked off. St. Louis, Colorado.
Ooh, I had the
What a game that's going to be. again, St. Louis, a team that lost Pietrangelo in the offseason, but ended up basically going on and getting someone just as good in Torrey Krug, in my opinion.
I mean, he's no Alex Pietrangelo.
Not right now, but it's Krug's for the future for St. Louis, and you got to think he's going to kind of become what Pietrangelo is now in the next few years when his contract is still going on.
And I don't know, man. They're different. Pietrangelo's more of a shutdown guy, and Krug's more of the offensive guy. So it's a little different. But I think the Blues
here though for St. Louis and Colorado. Who do you got?
I got the Blues tonight. I think the Blues.
You got the Blues? You know what? I'm just because you said the Blues, I'm gonna go with Colorado. I'm gonna say the score is gonna be 4-2.
4-2. All right. I got 5-3.
4-2 Colorado. McKinnon scores the empty netter.
No, McKinnon, that guy. Oh, he's gonna be on fire this year.
Absolutely. A very good player, one of the best in the league. And speaking of one of the best players in the league, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Toronto Maple Leafs and Austin Matthews' next game here. Toronto, Ottawa, Friday night, 7 o'clock on the 15th of January. What do we think? What do we think's going to happen here? We're looking at this Ottawa team. It's a very young team. They just came off of getting 2 top 5 draft picks. What are we looking to see from Ottawa on Friday night?
They're going to be coming out flying, I think. But I think Toronto should probably get the win 3-1. If Freddie's starting, it should be a 3-1 game. Campbell starting should be maybe 4-2. I'm being biased right now. I got the Leafs winning against.
I would hope so. I would hope that Toronto's able to win this, but again, with the COVID season, you never know what's going to happen. I think Ottawa's rookies are absolutely fantastic key guys, and I think they're going to do really well to start.
Yeah, and they're hungry, right? So, I was gonna say to you, like I said earlier, this should be 4 points in the bank for Toronto easily, but we have to see what happens. Matt Murray usually plays well against Toronto. Sorry, Matt Murray's a hit or miss against Toronto.
Yes, very true.
It can be hot or it can be cold.
I think that for Toronto, if they win one of these 2 games here, it's a win because with the back-to-backs, you never know. You never know how your team's going to do in a back-to-back, though. You never know.
Right. I remember last year, Toronto came out hot and cold. So see how they do.
Again, the first 5 to 10 games of the season are going to be the indicator for these guys. And we haven't obviously seen Ottawa's team yet in full force. They could be exactly like Montreal and be that young, quick team that's just going to blow by us early on, right? We don't necessarily want that to happen again.
Or they'll be like the 2017 Leafs.
Yeah.
Young and hungry. Yeah. I'm excited to see what's his name, the German guy, Tim. I can't pronounce his name. Stützle.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him.
I'm excited to see him too. We
already know.
We got a couple of Sens fans fans that work here at BarnBurner. We just want to say we're scared of Tim Stützle for the next game of the year. We're kind of scared to see what he's going to do against Toronto.
He's no Austin Matthews. It's fine. But no, seriously, he's going to get his first goal against Toronto. That's already inevitable.
I think he's going to get minimum a point. I think he's a good player, and Ottawa's really lucky to have a guy like him, and he's going to be a great two-way guy to start off, and hopefully from there, and hopefully the Leafs can catch the 2 dubs though against Ottawa, but I'm going to say it's going to be an even split. Yeah,
for sure. We'll see what happens.
You got it at
I'm excited. Sorry, I'm excited to see Ottawa's New Jerseys. Those classic.
And you have the Leafs in both games, right?
Yes, I think this should be 4 points for Toronto, but we'll wait and see. You never know.
All right.
Right?
Well, now you've heard our predictions for the next game. You've heard our thoughts, and that will be the end of our show for today. This show can also be heard on the BarnBurner Radio Network on its 122 platforms. And you can check out barnburner.ca for all the news. BarnBurner. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it.